Hello everyone, my name is RacerX and this is my Demon 170, and that is my Demon 170 engine that puts out 1,025 horsepower on E85, and this is actually my second engine. My first engine quit working. It actually started eating itself. It was packaged up and sent up to Stellantis to be looked at, taken apart, and I was supposed to have some answers for you guys as to exactly what happened with that engine. Hopefully help out some others in the Demon 170 community. Just for transparency, I wanted to let you guys know everything about what happened with my initial $48,000 engine that came out of this and had to be replaced. Well, I did get some news back from Stellantis. It is not exactly what I thought, and it caused some big problems at the corporate facility. So today I will jump into it. If you guys are brand new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You can find that right over here. Off we go.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Check it out. I am at the Dream Giveaway Garage, and right behind me is their newest giveaway. They just announced this. This is a 1970 Dodge Challenger 440 six-pack, actually formerly owned by the president of Chrysler. That is pretty cool. And right here, of course, that is a 2023 Challenger Super Stock, my favorite Hellcat trim, both of these in Plum Crazy. Let's take a closer look. Old school and new school muscle, both of these in Plum Crazy. Both cars in the same exact giveaway. Check out this 1970 Challenger 440 six-pack. As I mentioned, this used to belong to the president of Chrysler, and it is absolutely mint condition. Just look at that paint shine. Beautiful car. And then over here, the new school muscle, the 2023 Challenger Super Stock. As I mentioned, my favorite Hellcat trim with the Nittos on it. You can see the black interior. If you are a drag racer, you will absolutely love this trim. I love both the hood pins on these cars as well. Even though one is old school, one is new school. Plus, they give you $67,000 to pay the taxes if you win this drawing. Take a look at the inside of this old school 1970 Challenger. It is so cool to sit behind the wheel of such an epic muscle car. And for those of you wondering where that Fradsonic symbol comes from on the new car, just take a look at that. If you're interested in winning these two beautiful Challengers, you can go directly to Dream Giveaway's website and you can enter to win. I will pin a code in the link down below. It is actually my code. It'll take you directly to the website. It will already have my code applied, and that will get you 3 times the entries for one price. So take a look at these beautiful cars. You can read all about them on their website. Both of these absolutely beautiful old school and new school muscle. They give you $67,000 to pay the taxes, which is awesome. And if one of you guys wins using my code, I will actually film a dedicated video with you and your 2 brand new cars. So go out there and win a couple of beautiful Challengers. The Demon 170 really is spectacular when you think about it. It is the most powerful and quickest factory production American internal combustion offering ever at 1,025 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 1.66 seconds on a prep surface, meaning this is still the quickest factory production car out there. And it is not a weird thing to think about when you think about an engine maybe going awry. When you make 3,300 of these, 3,000 for the US, when you're making that kind of power, this is basically a factory drag car. And I give major kudos to Dodge for even attempting a car like this. And you would have to figure when people are out there using the car for what it's actually intended for, which actually is very few of these cars, unfortunately. Most of these ended up as collector's pieces or just sit in people's garages. But for the racers out there, you would have to expect something to go wrong with a few of these cars. That is just the way it works. I've been a drag racer for a long time, and when you go to the track, you see enough engines kind of go boom, you see lean conditions, you see all sorts of different things that happen with these engines. So I'm not really all that upset at the fact that my engine started acting weird, had problems. Of course, we drained the oil out of it, saw all sorts of contaminants in the oil, all sorts of metal in the oil. We knew something was very wrong with the car by how it was behaving. And of course, they stood up to the warranty that they put out there on the car, right? They gave me a brand new engine, no cost to me. It didn't even take them that long to do it. Really, in about a month's time, I had a brand new engine in my car. I'm still working on the break-in on the new engine, which is why you haven't seen me race it before. But I'm not upset at the fact that it happened to the engine. Yes, it is a bummer, But as I mentioned, this is basically a factory built race car. Here's where things get a little weird and I get a little bit upset. This entire time, I was assured that I would be informed as to what happened to my old engine so that I could put it out there, be transparent with you guys. Many of you guys that follow my channel, I really take a lot of pride in being transparent with you guys about everything I'm doing with the car. And I just want to spread kind of the word about maybe what happened with my engine. If there's a way I can tell other Demon 170 owners, hey, I either made this mistake or hey, this is just a factory production issue that happened, which is probably the more likely. I figure since it finally stopped raining, I would go ahead and put a few break-in miles on the Demon. I'm still trying to get more miles put on this car to get this engine fully broken in and race ready so I can bring you guys more race content. Problem is, living in Florida in the summertime, it never seems to stop raining. We get rainstorms constantly, and when you get big old ET Street R's on the back of your car from the factory, it doesn't mix real well with rain. So I really haven't even driven this car in the last 2 weeks, and basically every time I've gone to film, it's rain. Anyway, we'll go ahead and put a few miles on this. So here's the thing. I sent in all sorts of inquiries, called lots of my contacts within Dodge, within Stellantis, all that kind of stuff. After a couple of months, they finally got back to me about my original numbers matching engine out of my Demon 170 so that I could get with you guys. But the response I got really kind of pissed me off more than anything else. And it was from the Mopar Communications Group. And I actually wrote it down right here. And I really feel like this answer is a massive cop-out. What they said is the engine in question is still being investigated, but due to proprietary and competitive reasons and similar to industry practice, we do not disclose diagnostic information above and beyond the information shared in your vehicle repair order. Well, nothing was really shared in my vehicle repair order. Now, all the people I dealt with said, listen, we're going to need to diagnose the engine more. They were very careful. When that engine came in, it was basically kept under lock and key until the technician could put it in. They took the original engine out of this car, packaged it up in the exact same crate that the new one came in. They boxed that thing up, and it was basically same thing, lock and key, high security. They put it in a truck and shipped it straight back to Stellantis. And I've been told this by all sorts of folks at the dealership. That story was basically corroborated with several people within Stellantis. I know the engineers got it back, and I know that they took the engine apart. And I've also heard that they know exactly what happened with the engine. So this basically just says, listen, we're still investigating, but we're not willing to tell you exactly what happened. That's essentially what this is. As I mentioned, I feel like this is a cop-out answer, and it really frustrated me. And I actually responded to this and copied in the new CEO. I know they got it. And basically what I said is, look, I'm not looking to stir up a hornet's nest. I'm not trying to place crazy blame on anybody. Maybe I did something wrong as a consumer. I don't think so. I've had a lot of E85 cars, as I've told you guys in the past, but I just want to know the truth. What happened to the thing? I mean, this is all over social media. Let's just be transparent, open, and honest with what happened. And they're telling me that they're basically just unwilling to let me know what happened, even though they know. It's a weird thing to say it that way, but essentially, they know what happened to the engine. They tore it apart. They looked at it. These are smart people, but they're unwilling to tell me for legal reasons. And I have talked to several other people in the meantime, after learning all of this, because after I sent my response, once again, nothing, but talking to inside sources, I managed to start some sort of like a legal battle within Stellantis, which is not good. To be completely honest, I really question whether or not I should make this video, but I feel like you guys deserve an update because I've been telling you for months that Stellantis was going to get back to me and tell me the truth about what happened to the engine, and hopefully I could just spread a little bit of knowledge. That was really my whole goal. Like I said, it was never a witch hunt. It was always just about, hey, let's have a little bit of preventative maintenance, do this, and this the right way. Ultimately, if I can let other Demon 170 owners know and the same thing doesn't happen to them, it could potentially save Stellantis a lot of money. So I really am an advocate for the brand, and I think a lot of people within the Stellantis organization really do understand that. And there are a lot of people within Stellantis, and I've confirmed this, that really believe that I deserve to know the truth about what happened to the engine, including a lot of the legal team and stuff like that. And apparently the engineers feel differently, and they feel like they either don't need to tell me or they don't want to tell me, which unfortunately leads me to speculate about what's really going on. And speculation is always dangerous, but I'm left with no choice because they're not being transparent with me. And that bothers me. Like I said, I can always explain away, say, hey, look, this happened with the engine. It's, the bearings in the cam or whatever. And that's okay because it's, like I said, it's a race engine. Stuff happens. I mean, I can explain that away and I can still look at that in a fairly positive light. But what I cannot do is look at it in a positive light if they're unwilling to tell me the truth. So I am pissed. I feel like I do deserve some transparency, and you guys also deserve to know, as supporters of the brand, people that are curious about it. I mean, everybody there should be transparency here. That's the truth of it.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Ultimately, that brings us right back to square one on this entire situation, meaning that we are still stuck just speculating about what happened. And a lot of people have weighed in. Truth is, nobody will know the truth until Stellantis comes out and tells us, and hopefully they will. I've been told by multiple people within Stellantis that they are still fighting hard to get me that information, and they think I will eventually get it, but it may take a significant amount of time. And in the meantime, tons of people have weighed in saying what they think may have happened. And, is this a situation where we've uncovered a bit of a design flaw with the C170 engine? A lot of people say that, hey, look, the oil pickup on that thing is not adequate for a car that can pull 2 Gs, and it's starving the engine of oil, which is causing excessive wear on the internal engine parts, which is why you have some engines that are now eating themselves from the inside, which is what happened to mine. Other people have said, hey, look, maybe we have ethanol because this is the first kind of ethanol car race-based car that they have done. And you're talking about a super high horsepower engine. Do you have ethanol getting in the oil, which then would dilute the oil, causing additional wear on the inside of the engine? Maybe that's part of it. So did we actually uncover some sort of a design flaw, which is why the engineering team does not want to come back to me with the truth? Like I said, it is all speculation at this point. Other people have speculated that I didn't break the engine in correctly. That is not true. I've already verified that with Stellantis. They said this was not a break-in issue, but it left a lot of other possibilities out there. Keep in mind, I had a very detailed log, and they knew everything I was doing in the car, the mileage, everything I was doing. So, that's not the issue. But like I said, there are multiple things that this could be. So do you guys think that the reason that they don't want to be transparent with me about what happened to the engine is because I've uncovered kind of a design flaw? This isn't the first engine that this has happened with. Or is it just one of those things that this is really tight tolerances, it's a race engine, all that kind of stuff? We just have to kind of wonder. Here's the thing, I really do love this car. I love just about everything about it, everything it stands for. Just listen to it. Oh, it's so much fun. And that's what this car is. It's a big smile machine. I mean, it's a car that's just so in your face and outrageous. And I realize the Demon 170's kind of been getting a lot of hate because you've got EVs out there making 12 or 1300 horsepower that are beating it, and it's like, oh, well, the thing can't get traction and all this other stuff, and they're kind of setting up these races for this car to lose anyway. But you have to just kind of remember what this car is. It's basically a big middle finger to all the guys that love EVs out there. I know that the EVs are fast. I know they're very capable, but they're just not as fun to drive. I don't care what anybody says. This car will absolutely make you smile ear to ear just listening to it, driving it. Oh yeah, it's just a great car. Why do you guys think that Stellantis will not tell me the truth about what happened to my engine? I mean, I would love to hear it in the comments. Let me know. Do you feel like they're hiding something? Do you feel like it really is just a policy thing and they just all of a sudden decided they don't want to tell me? I mean, the possibilities are endless. I'm wondering, just like you guys, about what really happened. So let me know in the comments down below. Why do you think they won't tell me? Do you guys think I really will hear back eventually after this video comes out? Who knows? But anyway, it is what it is, guys. As soon as I hear more information from these guys, I will get back to you. Until then, I'm going to put break-in miles on this and get ready to race this car. So I will catch you guys on the next one.